Alright, section 11 is about loans, okay, mortgages. This is also very interesting section, okay, very useful section for us, okay. So I know some of you guys are, still renting an apartment. Some of you guys, might, buy a house in the future, okay. So this section is, teaching us how to buy a house, about mortgages, a down payment, and then something like that. Okay, this is an interesting section. Okay, a very useful section. Okay, all right. So for this section, I would like you guys to learn these pages. Okay, so page 139, I want you to do the entire page. Page 140, entire page. Page 141, entire page. Page 143, entire page. This is about comparing loan lifetimes. Yeah, entire page. Page 144, entire page. Yeah, this is an explore. Okay, usually we don't do it, but if I do it, that means there might be homework question related, okay, or some related, okay. So this entire page. Page 145, entire page. Yeah, Excel, okay, but it tells us a formula, okay, so we do this, okay. All right, page 146. I want you to try this page, entire page. Okay, yeah, this page usually, okay, very likely I will let you do it by yourself in group. Okay, yeah, okay. So I believe, do I have more Excel? No, okay, that's it, okay, that's it. So guys, let's go back to page 140. Okay, yeah. Page 140. Determine the mortgage payment and interest. Okay, so this type of problem you really have to know how to do it. Okay, like down payment and the mortgage, monthly payment, blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to ask a volunteer to read this top paragraph for us. Morgan? Page 140.
Okay. Mortgage payments vary depending on the amount of the down payment, the interest rate of the loan, and the lifetime of the loan. Most mortgages are for 30 years, though 20-year and 15 mortgages are options for some. For the example in this book, we will assume that all loans are fixed rate and fully amortized over the given number of years. For example, fully amortized 20-year fixed rate mortgage means that payments are always the same amount or fixed from month to month for those 20 years, and at the end of 20 years, the loan will be paid completely. Amortization comes from the French word amort, which means to the death. So when the loans are amortized, think in terms of debts being killed, or in more traditional language paid in full.
Okay, all right, so this paragraph tells us, okay, there's three options, okay, most of the time for us, we can choose. If you have a 30-year mortgage or 20-year mortgage and 15-year mortgage, okay, so after we learn this section, you will see what's the difference between these options, okay. Sometimes if you have a longer, years mortgage, each month you pay less, but eventually, overall you pay more. Okay, and for 15-year mortgage, the rate is high. Okay, the rate is higher, so each month you pay more. However, because overall the lifetime is shorter, so eventually in total you pay less interest. Okay, so we'll see. Okay, we'll learn. Okay, we'll learn. Okay, so we have this Roger question. Okay, let's go through this entire Roger question. Okay, together. Okay, question 1. Roger has found a home to purchase for $115,900 and has agreed to pay 20% down payment. What will Roger's down payment be? Well, this house the price is not bad, right? For $115,900. Well, in Valpo, what is the median price for a house? I think 160 something, 160K, okay, or 150, 160, or 170. I can't remember. Okay, now the house price is gradually increased. Okay, I don't know how or how much, but it is more than the 115,900. Okay, so this town should be a I don't know, it's cheaper, right? This is cheaper price. 20% down payment. What will his down payment be? You know what does a down payment be? If you know you're going to buy the house will cost how much? And then you all have to pay 20% of down payment means what? You have to pay 20% of the house price at first. Then the leftover, the rest of money, the bank will lend the money to you. And then you will borrow the money from the bank. That leftover money will be your what? Mortgage. It's called your mortgage. Okay? So what is the down payment? 150, 900 times by what? 20%, right? What do we get? Oh, so he has to pay for $23,180 as a down payment, right? Yeah, this is kind of too separate, but $23,180. All right. Everybody understand what is down payment? If you buy a car, you want to borrow money, so you have to pay for some down payment. Then the rest of the money you borrow from somewhere, right? That's the rest part is your mortgage. Okay, how much money will Roger need to borrow? The difference between these two, right? I got 92,720. Do you get the same answer with me? Okay. All right. So this is amount of money that Roger will borrow from the bank or somewhere. Okay. All right. To calculate Roger's monthly payment. Okay. Well, this is the total mortgage amount, right? We need to know the interest rate of the mortgage and how many years mortgage is being paid over and how much is being borrowed. Okay, so Roger's lender has given him an interest rate of this, okay, annual rate, okay, interest, well, the rate in these financial questions are mostly given by annual rates, okay, but mortgages will be paid for monthly. So this rate that is given is always we have to compute what? Compute it divide by 12, okay, because this is annual rate. And expect his payment on the first of each month for over the 20 years, okay? Then, how to determine the mortgage payment? When we talk about mortgage payment, means what? This is a monthly payment, okay? Payment, you pay for it monthly, okay? Okay. So I'm going to ask a volunteer to read the grade table for us. Okay, well, this line and also this grade table. Andrew.
Excel will do the calculation to find payment amounts. It's built into Excel with the following functions. Equals PMT, monthly interest rate, number of payments, amount being borrowed.
Okay, thanks. Okay, how to compute monthly payment? We cannot do it by manually. Okay, it's calculated in what? Excel, okay, by using this function called a PMT function. What does PMT mean? Payment, yes, you're right, okay. Payment, okay, means monthly payment, okay. Well, in this section, we'll learn two financial functions in Excel. One is called PMT. Later on, we'll learn the PB function, okay. So, two from section 11. There will be one more in section 12. I need you to really understand all of the three financial functions and know what are the difference between them. And then so when you're doing your homework assignment or when you do your exams, you have to know how to set up the payment or how to set up the formula, and each formula will give us what kind of results. Okay, so this is the first one. Give us what? Monthly payment. If we know what? The amount being borrowed. If we know the mortgage at the first place. We know the total amount of the mortgage, and then this function is helping us to compute each month we should pay for how much. Okay, so equals PMT, okay, and how to set up the formula, okay, in the parentheses, there's three parameters. The first one is what? Monthly rate. Okay, how to get a monthly rate? From the annual rate divided by 12, okay? And then second parameter is what? Total number of payments during this many years, okay? So we'll figure out how to compute the number of payments, okay? But you know, the number of payments will be the total number for payments during this many of years, okay? And then the third parameter is what? The money we borrowed, okay? So the total mortgage amount, okay? All right, so let's do questions 3 and 4, and then so we can set up the function. Question 3, what is the monthly interest rate? How to compute it? 0.0375, and this is annual rate divided by what? 12. Please round as many digits as possible, please. Point what? 0031 what? 25. Okay. Well, if you write it in percentage, it's 0.3125% either way. Okay. So we could type this in as our first parameters in Excel, but when we type in this in Excel, most of the time we do not need to calculate by ourselves. Okay, this question asks us to calculate by ourselves, but when we type in, guys, we type in the annual rate divided by 12. Okay. Okay. Question 4. What about the number of payments B for his mortgage? What is his option for this mortgage payment? Over 30 years, 20 years, 15 years? Which is home? 20 years. Okay. So over 20 years, how many times of the payments, how many numbers, what is the number of payments he should pay for?
240.
240? Why?
12 times 20?
Yeah, each year, if you are paying your rent, okay, it's the same thing, or you're paying your mortgage, house mortgage, you have to pay for your rent or mortgage every month, right? Monthly, okay? Every month you have to pay for it. So each year it happens 12 times, and then over 20 years, so that's going to be what? 12 times 20 is what? 240, okay? So here, when we type in the formula in Excel, either you input a 240, or most of the time, we don't have to worry about this calculation, the result. We just need to type in 12 times by what? How many years for the mortgage, okay? And then, well, make sure we use comma, okay? Use comma among, between those parameters, okay? So this is comma, and then the third parameter is what? The total mortgage we borrow, okay, at the first place, okay? And usually we use a negative sign here, because if we don't use a negative sign, eventually the PMT function will give us a number in red in Excel. You'll see that means we owe money, okay? That means we own money, or the bank owe us, okay? Here, if we put a negative sign here, that means that's the money we owe the bank. So later, okay, we'll get what? A balance for us, okay? Positive balance for us, okay? I'm going to show you guys in Excel, so you will see, yes, Excel do that calculation, okay? Yeah, not sure whether this can be recorded or not. Probably it won't be recorded. Oh, it is still recording, okay? But I just want to show you very quickly about this PMT, okay? So let's type in for this question equals PMT. Can you see that? Is that big enough? I hope so. Parentheses, what is the first parameter? Rate. Do you remember the rate? Divided by what? 12. And then 12 times by what? How many years? 20. And negative what? Enter. This gives us the monthly payment for what? Roger. Okay? 549.73. So let's go back to our question. Okay. So use Excel, we type in, okay, this entire function, okay, formula, okay, Excel, it gives us what? This result, okay? So that means if we know, Roger need to borrow money from the bank for how much in total, we know his what? Annual rate, we know how many years he's going to borrow, okay, the money. By using the PMT function, we can get what? Each month, Roger should pay for how much? Guys, do you see that? Okay, I'm going to ask a volunteer to read these two paragraphs. Okay, just read through. Okay, just read it. Okay, whose turn? Lauren?
The amount of mortgage should be entered into Excel as a negative number since that amount is being borrowed. You can figure out the values for .0375 divided by 12 and 20 times 12 on your own, but Excel can easily find those values for you. And you will not have to worry about cutting off any decimal values on the monthly percentage rate. By way of comparison, median rental prices for 2-bedroom homes in Indiana range from $600 to $1,200 per month depending on location. Notice the mortgage payment for the median cost of any home in Indiana is less than the lowest median rental price.
Okay, thanks. Okay, yeah, we just read these two paragraphs. All right, let's move on to page 141. All right, so I'm going to ask a volunteer to read all of these questions, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Whose turn? Leila?
Using Roger's monthly payment of $549.73, answer each of the following. How much will Roger pay in mortgage payments over the 20-year loan? How much will Roger pay in interest over the life of the mortgage? What is the ratio of what Roger pays in interest to the total mortgage payment? Write this ratio in a meaningful sentence.
All right, thanks. Okay. So we know that Roger is borrowing money from the bank, and then he's paying for the monthly payment and over 20 years, right? So what do you think about this $549.73 he pays for each month? This amount of money pays for what? Sum of the principal. What is the principal? $92,720, right? But bank will not lend you money for free. That means what?
Interest.
You're paying for the principal, okay? Also, you're paying for what? Interest. See that interest rate, right? The 3.75%, right? They don't lend you for free, okay? So each month, okay, you're locked, okay, at this amount of price, and you pay for, the monthly payment. Out of this amount of money, some of the money goes towards to pay for what? Your principal. Some of them will goes towards to pay your what? Interest. Okay, you'll see, okay? All right, so let's compute question 5, 6, and 7. How much will Roger pay in mortgage payment over the 20 years? Each month you pay for this much over 20 years. How much should we pay for in total? Each month this much for how many months a year? 12 months a year. For how many years? 20. Does it make sense, right, guys? This is the money we should pay for the bank. What do you get? I get a 131,935.2. Everybody have the same answer? Okay. So this is the total amount of money over 20 years that Roger needs to pay. $131,935. Okay. Dollars and then 20 cents. But do you still remember how much money Roger borrowed from the bank? Is that this much? It was only $92,720, right? $92,722, right? How much will Roger pay in interest over the life of the mortgage? The total amount minus what? The money he borrowed, which is mortgage. The leftover will be what? The interest. Okay, so we use 92, 970, 920. Okay. So what is it? 39,215.2. Wow, over 20 years, you're not just paying for your principal. You have to pay for this actual amount of money, almost $40,000 in what? Interest. Okay? So, what is the ratio of what Rogers pays in interest to the total mortgage payment? Ratio. You know ratio, how we set up ratio? Two quantities, right? Interest, total mortgage, right? So how to set up the ratio? Interest 39 to 15.2, and then what is total mortgage? In a decimal number. Do you get it? 0.29 what? 7. 0.297 means what? 29.7%, or almost what? 30%. What does this mean? Write this ratio in a meaningful sentence. We would say 29.7% of Rogers' money went towards what? Interest. Okay, so let's answer the question like this, okay? 29.7% of Rogers' money, what? Went towards where? Interest. That's a lot, right? That's really a lot, okay? Well, I'm going to ask the volunteer read question 8 for us, okay? Let me see whose turn. Stephanie?
That's a lot of interest. Each payment consists of interest as well as principal, but only the principal part reduces the balance of the loan. What if Roger borrowed $92,720 for 1 month with an annual interest rate of 3.75%? How much interest would he owe for that month? With his value in the first open monthly interest box in the table below.
Okay, very good. So at the beginning, okay, so Roger borrowed this amount, okay, mortgage, okay, well, for month 1, okay, 1 month, okay, with this annual rate. So compute how much interest would he owe for that month. How much interest? Amount owed times by what? Monthly rate, okay? So times by what? 0.0375 divided by 12. Yeah, this is the money we owed because we haven't paid for any mortgage yet. No mortgage payment yet. So this is the amount of money we owe at the first place times by the monthly rate. Can you tell me? This is the first month's interest we're paying for. How much is it? $289.75. Okay, so the first month we owe the bank $289.75. Okay, so let's put it in this box. Okay, say month 1, starting balance $92,720. What is interest in that month? $289.75, right? But in that month, does Roger only pays for this much? No, he pays for this fixed mortgage payment each month. Okay, so $549.73. Okay, all right. Now the next question is, how much of Roger's payment in the first month goes towards to reducing the balance of his mortgage? See, from that the total amount payment 549.73. This amount of money is the interest. Okay, so the leftover will be what? money really goes towards reducing our principal, okay? So 549.73 minus the interest we paid from that month. The rest will be money really meaningful to reducing the balance of the loan. What is it? What do you have? 259 point what? 89.
9.8 is what I got.
98 or 89? 73 minus 75, right? 98, right? Cassidy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we can fill this blank area here. What is the decreased mortgage balance? 259 point what? 98. You see that? Okay, now what will be the beginning balance in the next month? Previously, before we pay for the mortgage, we have this is our balance of the mortgage. Now this amount goes towards reducing the mortgage. So what will be the beginning balance for us in the second month? This amount minus what? This amount. Okay. So what will Roger's loan balance to be in month 2? 92970 minus what? 259 point what? 98. Can you please tell me what is that? 92460 point what? 02, right? So beginning balance for the second month is 92,460 point what? 02, right? Question 11. Will he owes as much interest in month 2 or no? No. Why? Because principal, this price reduced from the first one, compared with the first month, right? So this monthly interest will be slightly what? Lower, okay? Will be lower, okay? No. You say answer for 11 is no, because what? Balance he is paying interest on has decreased, okay? So we say the balance is paying interest on has decreased. This is interest. Now let's fill out this table. Do you know how to do that? This monthly interest is how to compute it. Use this times by what? Monthly rate. What do you got here? 288.94. So we still pay for this amount, right? So subtract by this monthly interest will give us what? Money goes towards to reduce the mortgage balance. What do you have? Okay? And then subtract this amount from what? The beginning balance. That gives us the third month's beginning balance. What do you have here? Do this amount subtract by that? Two, three, right? use this as a principal times by monthly rate, gave us a monthly interest. Same thing. If you don't have time to compute everything, make sure you just copy the answer and then redo it, okay? Guys, let's look at the monthly interest. What do you think about these numbers? Are these numbers decreasing or increasing? Decreasing. That means depends on what? Our beginning balance, right, decreases. Our principal decreases for each month. The monthly interest that we pay for decrease. How about the money goes towards to reduce the principal? Gradually what? Increase. So at the beginning, we pay for most of the interest. See, almost half, okay? But when time goes by, we still pay for the same amount of money each time, but those in this amount, more money what goes towards to reduce the principal in the later time, okay? And we pay less and less interest in the later time, right? Do you see that?